Okay, so for those of you on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, hello to you guys, and welcome to the presentation. For those of you on Clapper, hello to you guys. For those of you on TikTok, howdy to you guys. And we're getting ready to say hello to our friends there on Spreaker. So now we are live on all of our formats. I appreciate everybody being here, and it looks like everything is done. All the buttons are pushed, all the microphones are on, and I think we have everything up and running. I was talking to my friends there earlier on TikTok, even Clapper. I don't know what in the world, but I think I fixed it now. It's just one more thing I have to remember when I start shows. I actually have to go to my Facebook page. And I have to open it up so that everybody can see it. I don't know why. I don't know why it does that. When I schedule a show, it gives me a stupid little, it shows my name, and then it shows an envelope under my name and then the show. So when I schedule it, so no one can see it. So I have to literally, when it starts the show, I have to go back into Facebook and open up the private. It's so dumb. I don't know. So anyway, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I don't know. Okay, everybody, I'm Bishop Long, and I appreciate you guys being here on this beautiful, beautiful Saturday evening. Hopefully you've had a good week so far, and I appreciate you being here, truly do. Tonight, let me just give everybody a heads up what we do in case you're brand new. We've been here for a while, and so here's the format of the show. In a little bit, I'll bring a Miss Wilma on, and Miss Wilma, she's my 68-year-old. I consider her family. She's a 68-year-old person who has multiple sclerosis, and she has a pacemaker, and she has a lot of health issues. But we have a good time. We joke around for about 30 minutes or so. She just talks about some of the stories that she really likes, wants to share with you, maybe a movie review or something of this nature. And then at 8:30, we'll talk about your demon questions. It's not as if I don't answer them already. I've answered them every Friday ad nauseum, and even on Saturday. So we are here constantly asking questions about demons. There's more to life than demons. So just that's important. I want to let everybody know they're on TikTok, including on Clapper. We understand that we ask people do not type in caps. And number one, it lags the chat terribly. So it causes the chat in both YouTube, I'm sorry, on TikTok and Clapper to lag. So the only people that are allowed to speak in caps are the moderators that get people's attention. So just kind of keep that in mind. I had someone tell me yesterday that they didn't like it and they're going to report me for abuse. You're going to report me if you abuse because we're asking you not to type in caps? Come on. So it's just one of those things. That's why we do this. We do it because we don't want to lag the chat. And also because when the moderators write in caps, it's important to let you know, hey, look, we don't do this. Let's stay focused on this. We also don't mention demonic names. So we just stay away from mentioning demon names. No trolling, no being mean to one another. Just be kind, for the love of God. Let's just be kind. And certainly no spamming. Don't spam. Just don't be mean. So again, I just ask people that not putting caps in. Of course, someone has to do it. That's what I'm saying. It's like always someone has to. It's like, why? You know what I mean? Why? And so, and of course, that person's name is Satan. So hey, Satan, you can go back to hell where you belong. There you go. Bye-bye. Okay. I'm not going to tolerate that. I'm not going to tolerate that. I'm just not. I've always believed that people can believe whatever they want to believe. I don't go to that person's live and shove my faith down their throat or be rude or disrespectful. But it's interesting how they think it's okay to come to my live and be disrespectful to me. And yet they're the ones that call Christians closed-minded. Well, who's being closed-minded? I don't go to people's lives and harass them. So that's just the way it goes. So moderators, anybody come in and their Satan name and all this, hail Satan, I don't just block them, because they're going to now it's about like the cockroaches, What's going to happen is they're going to tell all their little friends, and now their friends are going to flood into the presentation and cause all kinds of problems. So moderators, block anybody with the name of Satan. I don't give a damn. Block them. Period. I don't care. It's ridiculous. If you post up on public, well, that's correct. But just because it's a public forum does not mean that I'm going to tolerate abuse. I mean, yes, I'm in a public forum, but I don't abuse others. And all I do is I hold people account to how they treat me. I think let's just treat each other with respect. You know what I mean? Just treat people with respect. Everyone's welcome here as long as you just be kind. Good God. You can believe in whatever you want to believe. You can, just. So let's. If people are being rude, I don't even want them muted. I wanted them blocked. So that's it. I'm not going to tolerate any more rudeness. If they're rude and disrespectful and calling people names, no muting, block. That's it. And I just said, don't mention demon names. So see what I mean? I just said that, guys. See what I mean? I just said it. That's what they're like. Cockroaches, here they come. So now that person's blocked. Again, that's what they're like, cockroaches. That's how it works. That's how it works. Yeah, no, it's kind of crazy, isn't it? All right, everybody. Yeah. So welcome to Saturday. Sorry we had to deal with this nonsense, but we do. We just have to deal with this sometimes. Xavier, actually, the sacrament of reconciliation, I think, is very important. And I agree with you. I think in many churches, especially in the Catholic churches, it's really not taught that often. And I don't understand, because I think reconciliation is crucial. I think it's absolutely crucial. Okay, so everybody, from 8 o'clock to 8:30, here's what I'm going to do. From 8 o'clock to 8:30, we are not going to entertain questions because we're just here to entertain folks. And I'm turning the comments off on TikTok. So what we'll do is we'll turn them back on at 8:30. That way, we'll kind of get rid of the troublemakers. They'll go away because they'll realize that we're not going to play these silly games. And then we'll go from there, and we'll talk about your paranormal questions, your demonology questions, and go from that. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. We have, there it is. I knew that was coming. I knew Mr. Producer was going to have to play this eventually. And we all know she was raised in a barn. She was raised in a barn. Yep, she was. Hello, Miss Wilma. How are you?
Howdy, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great night.
Sounds like you're a little intoxicated or something over there. I don't know.
I'm not intoxicated at all.
I'll tell you what.
How are you doing, Dishalom?
Well, I'm doing good. We had to get, deal with troll issues because they have nothing else better to do on a Saturday night. I think that to me, that's kind of sad. It's like, dude, it's like Saturday night. You have nothing better to do than to go online and troll people's lives. I mean, that's sad. I mean, I thought I had a really boring life, but man, oh man, that's pretty sad, Miss Wilma.
I'll cheer everybody up with a fabulous joke.
Okay. All right. Let's hear your jokes. What do you got for us today? Hopefully it's good.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Hi, everybody. It's Wilma. Okay. Did you hear about the pirate that got his ears pierced?
No.
Yeah, that's right. He did. Cost a buccaneer. Get it? Buccaneer. Pirate buccaneer.
No. You're already starting. We are just 2 minutes already into you coming on, and you've already gotten booed. No,
I thought it was pretty funny.
I'm sure you did. I'm a buccaneer. Okay.
I guess what? I saw two birds in love. But they were. I saw two birds in love. That they were tweethearts.
Now the audience is really getting mad. Now the audience is really no. That's terrible.
Like what tweethearts either.
No.
I get you on this one. I got it.
Okay.
Did you know that all of us has musical instruments in the bathroom?
I don't know if I want to answer. Okay.
Yeah, well, everybody's got a musical instrument. Hi, everybody. Y'all got a musical instrument in your bathroom. That's your shower. You know what it is?
Please tell us. Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that one. That was a strikeout right there. That was it. No, that was well, Miss Wilma, Miss Wilma.
Yeah.
I was addicted to the hokey pokey, but then I turned myself around. Thank you, studio audience. Appreciate that. I can't help that. I can't help that. I can't help if the studio audience claps for it.
Okay. I would tell you a joke about boxing, but I forgot the punchline.
There's your punchline right there.
I got drippy. Yay!
Don't get comfortable, because I'm sure you're gonna tell another joke. It's gonna.
You like that one because I didn't forget a punchline. You like that one?
Oh no, no, they did not like it. They did not like it at all. They're actually clapping, saying how they're clapping, telling you how bad it was. Yes, yeah.
I was right.
Okay, well.
Did you hear about the dirt? They got mad at the rain.
The what?
Did you hear about the dirt that got mad at the rain?
No.
The dirt said, keep it up. Just keep on raining. You're going to make my name's going to be mud.
No, that was really terrible. That was terrible. That was terrible. You know, my mother was so surprised when I told her I was born again. You know, she said she didn't feel a thing. Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Don't you get it? That was a funny one. That was a funny one, right?
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Okay, what else do you have for us, Miss Wilma?
Did you know that Humpty Dumpty loved Ottoman? That favorite season was Ottoman?
What?
Did you know that?
You're already getting booed. You're already getting booed.
I didn't see.
Man. Already you're getting booed. Yeah.
I said,
I mean, I'm just saying.
Okay, we try this again. How is your horses, audience? I wait till I get
They're waiting for you. Yeah, they're going to be old and gray by the time you get to it. So I'm glad. Easy for you to say.
Humpty loved Ottoman because he had a great fall. Get it, Ottoman? He had a great fall. That's why he loved Ottoman so much.
You're already making me start tears. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Folks, for those of you just joining us, so what we do is we have a conversation. We just chill for about 30 minutes. I'll get to your questions. A lot of people are asking me questions, sending me questions on Messenger and TikTok and Clapper and Twitter and everybody else. We'll get to your questions. But for this is what we do. From 8 o'clock to 8:30, we just have a good time. We chill. We relax. And then I'll get to all your questions. For those of you who just joined us for the first time. So, okay, tell us some more fun-filled, exciting Wilma jokes.
Did you know a student was so exciting when he learned about electricity? He did. He got really excited.
No. It already gonged.
But I didn't finish it again.
I'm so,
That's the second time.
Man. Okay, let's finish the story. My goodness, we'll have to kick back and sit back and kick back on a recliner or something by the time you get to the joke. What's the joke? I mean, come on, Wilma. Yeah, I'm telling folks. I'm telling you, this is true. This is a true story. I used to have a handle on life, but then it broke. Thank you. That's true. That is a true statement. That's a true statement. Okay, so now what? Okay.
Did you know a student was excited when he learned about electricity? He was shocked.
No, you made us wait.
So
You made us.
shocked.
torture. You tortured us and waited for that.
You're not like it. When you like one, I give you flat, I guess.
That was pretty bad. I mean, that was pretty. Your jokes are so old. I'm telling. They are old, even older than me, and I'm getting old, Wilma.
Two pickles. They fell out of a jar on the floor. They did. One told the other one, deal with it.
Man, these are terrible. These are terrible. Gosh. I cannot tell you. I can't tell how many jokes you bought. Look, I failed at math so many times at school. I can't even count. Okay, that was a joke. Okay, come on. Let's hear another one. Yeah, well, it's true.
Do you know that how a cucumber becomes a pickle?
No, but what?
It goes through a jarring experience. Jarring.
Somebody, please, if you are a writer, okay, if you are a comedian out there. Now, if you're a comedian out there, I ask you to please let's contact Miss Wilma so you can give her some real good quality.
Please let Bishop Long know.
I mean,
tell me. I'm not a comedian, but I give it all the world I got.
Well, I mean,
I try to put a smile on people's faces.
Well, that's true. That
even though I get booed.
No. I have nothing to do. I had nothing to do with that at all. Nothing to do with that.
What's that?
Nothing to do with the jokes, or if they don't like it, they don't like it. I can't control that. Hey, Miss Wilma, do you know why the elephant left the circus?
No, I don't.
Well, it was sick and tired of working for peanuts. Okay, that was a good one.
That was cute.
See?
I like that one. Tell another one.
Tell you another one.
Let you do the jokes, and I'll be. Go ahead.
What? Okay. Well, okay, fine. They say that money talks, but mine always says goodbye. I mean, that's a true story.
That's pretty cute.
That is a true story.
That is cute.
That's true. I mean, and you know, and Wilma is so old. You know how old you are, Miss Wilma?
68.
Well, thanks for telling us. I appreciate that. You know that you're getting old when you go to an antique auction and 3 people bid on you. And that is exactly, I'm telling you.
Did you know that I ran a dating service for chickens?
I know we live in Kentucky, but I don't. Okay, this is a little bit weird.
I ran a dating service for chickens, but I had to stop because it's struggling making hens meat. Get it? That's struggling trying to make hens meat. You don't like that one either?
I mean, I appreciate you sharing that one, and people are, that was a little rough. That was a little rough.
Well, I tried.
That's okay.
You're booing me. I tried giving it all the world a guy.
No, Miss Wilma. It's all right. It's okay.
I do.
It's okay. I mean, you just keep pushing through. That's what we got to do. That's what we have to do.
Okay, I got a story. If nobody don't like my jokes, I'll just
Hey, Miss Wilma, I want you to know something.
What?
All day long, I want you to know, I thought about you.
Oh.
Yep, I was at the zoo. I was at the zoo. I was at the zoo checking out the chimpanzees and gorillas. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Wilma is so crazy when they say it, order in the court. She said, fries and a shake. Yes, that's a true statement.
Now, if you was at the zoo, you could pick my monkey up for me.
Oh, yeah. You and your monkey. Miss Wilma wants a monkey. I mean,
it's one of those little things, a cup shooting.
A what? What was that? Oh, what did you say?
It's a cup. What that coffee is?
A coffee? A cup of chippy?
Yeah, a cup of.
You're so crazy. When thieves broke into your house and stole the TV, you chased after them, said, wait, you forgot the remote. Okay, so.
Oh, you. No, I've been watching on YouTube this one monkey, K-A-K-A monkey.
Okay.
He is a dog. They dress him up. And, of course, there's 3 or 4 other little monkeys. They are just so sweet to watch.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that, Miss Wilma. Thank you for letting us know that. I mean, that's great. You can have a little monkey and they can climb over things and drive you crazy. And Wilma's so crazy, she climbed over a glass wall to see what was on the other side. Oh, that was a pretty good one. That was a that was a pretty good one. Okay, so what story do you have for? Oh, not yeah. Do you have a story or a movie or what do you have for us next?
Okay, now I always save my movies for the last.
Okay.
In California, Brent Robertson said his Ring doorbell camera recorded activity on his front porch, and he was surprised to when he checked the video, he saw the calls. The video shows a bear on his porch pawing at the camera lens. And the bear eventually attempts to bite the camera, giving an inside view of the animal's jaws.
Oh.
He said the bear was the first animal to try to make a meal out of his camera. Can you imagine? You hear a noise and you look and there's a bear eating your camera? Well, that would be cool.
Well,
baby, come here.
You're a bear. You think that everything is so cool. I am. Well, but let me tell you this though. I did a duet on TikTok. A duet is when I watch a video and then I give an opinion on it. So I did a duet on TikTok just before we went on air. And folks, you need to be aware of this. If you're not watching on TikTok, you need to be aware that there's a lot of people that are hacking into these video things like Ring and things like this, especially if you have them in your home. You need to make sure. Now, if you have it outside, that's not really a big deal. But I'm just letting you guys know that you have to make sure that if you have any type of security camera inside your house, because a lot of people do for security reasons, you need to make sure that you have some type of 2-tier security system, something where when you log in, it sends a code to your phone, and then you have to put that code in there. A lot of people are not doing that. Do not. If you get one of these video things for your home for security, a lot of people and also a lot of people have them for animals. There are animals who suffer from anxiety, a lot of anxiety when they're pet, their lovely owners or parents, because they're fur babies. But when their owners leave, sometimes they have a lot of anxiety. And so sometimes while they're at work, they'll go on to it and they'll talk to them just to calm them down, check on them. And sometimes people just have it for security reasons on it. But anyway, regardless of why you have it, you need to make sure that when you log in, that you have some type of 2-tier approach. So you'll log in and then it's going to send you a code either through email or through your cell phone, and you have to type in that code. This is really happening a lot. I mean,
when you type it in, what happens?
Well, so no. What happens is when you log into the Ring, into the program, what it does, if you have an extra layer of defense, of protection, then Ring will send you a code to your cell phone, and then you have to type that code in, and then the Ring, then the computer or the camera will turn on. So what's happening is people are not doing that. They're just signing in with their username and password, and that's it. They don't have a second kind of tier defense program to where Ring will send you a code to your phone. So what I'm saying is if you're going to put one of these into your home, it's fine to sign up with your email. It's fine, your username and email. There's nothing wrong with that. But make sure you add an extra layer of protection to require that before that camera turns on, that camera maker, whether it's Ring or anybody else, sends you a code to your email or cell phone. And then you have to type that in, and then the camera can turn on. The camera will not turn on unless you have that second layer of defense. So people are doing this. They're hacking into these cameras, and then they're putting it all over social media. There's been a lot of people who have security cameras inside of their home, and they're watching television, and someone hacks into it, and they're literally watching. They can watch the person, and they'll say, "Oh, what are you watching? What's on television? Well, what's the show? What's the show about?" Or if you get up and go to the kitchen to get something, what'd you get? What did you get? What's good to eat? They can see everything. They can see everything. So make sure if you sign up and you put a camera in your house, because I have a security system. I have a security system in my home, and I make sure that when I sign up, I definitely do a 2-tier prong. You have to do that. So, Ellen Rogers says, "I still like your jokes, Miss Wilma." There we go.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so what other story do you have for us, Miss Wilma?
Well, I'm kind of go serious now.
Okay.
Jay Bloom and his son said they were both worried about the Titan and its abilities to go deep into the ocean ahead of the plan. The voyage they seek, the father and son. They didn't want to go, so the father and other son they got it.
Oh.
They were on board when the vessel imploded and were among 5 other passengers.
I didn't hear about that.
I
didn't hear about that one. So you're telling me that another father and son was supposed to go on, and they canceled, and then the other father son took their place?
Yes.
Wow.
Jay Bloom and his son said they were both worried about the Titan and its abilities to go deep into the ocean.
Wow.
And said, but the other father and son, they got it. They were on board with the other vessel when it, employed with the 5 other passengers. The son told his dad, said, "I saw a lot of red flags. It was just only meant for 5 people. Just didn't think that it could survive going that low in the ocean, 12,500 feet below the sea level." So this dad and son was attempting to go, but it took his son to say, "Dad, I'm thinking too many red flags." And his dad's like, "Yeah, we're not going."
That is insane. Wow. For those of you on TikTok, again, thank you for the gifts. If I haven't said thank you, I apologize. I run the show on 3 different computers. But if you can also keep tapping that screen, we got to get these likes up so we can get into the algorithm of TikTok. So the algorithms lets people know that this show is on. People can join us, and that's how we get verified because there's a lot of fraud going on. Which really irritates me. That's really, I've talked about that before. A lot of people on TikTok have created like a Bishop James Long or Bishop James Long or Bishop James Long . And then they're contacting people because these people think that they're following me. And then they're contacting these people and saying, "Okay, we need money for this village in Africa or whatever." And people are sending these people money. That is so irritating. I've already pinned several videos on TikTok saying that's going around. I have 2 accounts on TikTok, 2. That is it. And I've already pinned videos. I've made multiple videos about this. So I can't, there's nothing else I can do about it to let people know because I don't own TikTok. So just understand that the only accounts that I have on TikTok are the one that you're watching now, Bishop James Long. That's it. And bishopjameslong.official. That's my backup account. That is all. Any other account is fraud. Please report them because I don't like people taking advantage and lying and pretending to be me and then asking people to send the money. You will never, ever, ever, ever get a message from me. Never will you ever get a message from me asking you for money. I will never do it under no circumstances. So just please keep that in mind. It's very, very irritating people. I don't like that. It's frustrating. All right. What else do you have, Miss Wilma?
Donnie Austin's going through that.
Yeah, a lot of people are.
They was getting mad at him. They're saying, "Hey, we're sending you money. We're not getting something."
Yeah.
And Donnie's like, "I've only got one. That's it." I guess they're doing everybody. It's crazy.
Well, see, Donnie Osmond, that's why we're trying to get a blue check mark on TikTok, because if we can get verified, then people will know that is my only. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. That I have a verified account. So that's what we're trying. That's why we're trying to get the likes up. We got to get the likes up. And because once we have that and the account is verified, thank you, Gail. Thank you, Gail. Once we have that, then people know that's the official account. I have an official account on Twitter. So, okay, what else do you have, Miss Wilmer?
Well, it's almost 8:30, so I'll give you my movie preview.
Okay, all right.
The movie is called Big. It's on Disney Plus. A young boy, 13.
Yeah.
He makes a wish at a carnival to be a big. When he wakes up, he's a grown man. Now, he has to find a way to get a job and a place to live at. He tells his friend and talks to him saying, hey, it's really me. Look, it's really me. I need help. So his friend, he finds a job where it helps him out. He gets a toy store job.
Yeah.
Now, after he gets the job, his 13-year-old other friend helps him out. What they do, they play with toys, make sure they're good, properly, not to tear up.
Right.
If they worked, they worked well, together.
Yeah.
Well, then he meets a woman and falls in love. But he's only 13, so he don't really know much, So I don't want to give it away, but this is a very funny movie. It's called Big. Tom Hanks. It's very good.
Did you just say you don't want to give the movie away?
Yeah, it's big. I love it. It is really good. Tom Hanks is in it.
You realize now that movie came out in 1988.
Well, I guess I was busy doing something else.
just like you were talking about the Titanic, you didn't want to give it away. It sank. Only you would say, I want to talk about Flipper now. I don't want to give it away. It's a dolphin. I don't want to give it away. I don't want to. It's 19.
I mean, okay. There might be some out there that didn't see Flipper, and that there might be some that didn't see Big. But if you like Tom Hanks, he starts out like, say, he's a 13-year-old boy.
Okay.
And when he has this wish,
yeah,
he becomes a man. Well, shoot, he don't know anything.
Oh, daggone it. Wilma, you just gave it away. Now you're giving it away.
What'd I do?
You gave the story away.
Oh, no. I don't want to tell the good parts. I didn't give it away. That's what I already
okay.
talked about that.
Great. Well, I am so happy you told us about a movie review in 1988 and you didn't give it away. You rock, Miss Wilma.
You're mighty welcome.
Now,
I mean, it's on Disney Plus. If you haven't seen it, it's really good.
Okay, so now
I really liked it. I laughed.
Yeah. Okay.
It's really good.
Well, I'm surprised you're still asleep. So let me ask you this: what time are you going to hit the sack? Because if you stay up a little later, I'll give you a call after the show.
You give me a call to the show if you want to.
All right, I certainly will give you a call then, Miss Wilma.
Okay, I hope everyone has a great night. I love all of you, and God bless.
All right, thanks, Miss Wilma.
Thank you, and night, everyone.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, everybody, that was Miss Wilma. That's pretty cool. God love her. She didn't want to give it away. She didn't want to give the movie Big away. She said that one time. She said her movie review was on the Titanic, and she said, "I don't want to give it away." Oh, don't do that. So we don't want to know. We don't want to know that the ship sank. Oh, daggone it! I gave it away. I did. I watched the movie the other day, yesterday, as a matter of fact. Let me double check to make sure that I have the right the name. It was an intense movie. It was pretty good. I got to tell you something. It was pretty good. I didn't think it was going to be as good. I believe the title is called 7500. Let me double check because I saw that yesterday. Yeah, it is. It's called 70. That's the title of it, 7500. It's when terrorists try to seize control of a Berlin-Paris flight. A soft-spoken young American co-pilot struggles to save the lives of the passengers and crew. It's really intense. Joseph Gordon-Levitt he did a fantastic job. Omid Memar, he did a great job too. It was a good movie. I think that I really do believe they did the acting. I really believe the acting was well done. So if you have not seen, because I kept looking at it and thinking, but when I saw it, it was, it was very well done, very well done. No, I have not, and I'm not going to do that because Monsar was asking, did you play the audio from that recent case you had about a husband and wife, and the husband was possessing you? No, because that could be a case if there is a season 2. So I'm going to hold on to that. But anyway, haunted objects. There's a lot of but I have not in Philippines. No. To learn, Bishop, to learn about exorcism with accurate information. What sources should I read? Well, Charlie, it just depends. So the question is, hi, Bishop, to learn, I'd like to learn about exorcism, accurate information. Well, see, now, that's a great question, but let me clarify something, okay? There's a difference between demonology and performing exorcisms. So a demonologist is not the same thing as an exorcist. Now, an exorcist, by their title, is a demonologist. However, a demonologist does not necessarily make that person an exorcist. Okay? So I want you to understand the difference. A demonologist is a person who studies cases, studies demonology, takes on cases, analyzes them, and definitely tries to... the most important thing when I work with any type of team is I want them to do everything they can to debunk it. Explain. Try to explain. Use logic. Don't think everything is a demon, because that's just simply not the case. And I've said that now for 2 decades. And so when I work with people, if everything is a demon, I don't have anything to do with those people, because they sensationalize it and drives people crazy. So a demonologist is a person who studies demonology. They study theology, angelology, and they take cases, they work them, and they gather the evidence, and they present it to an exorcist, and they say, okay, this is what we have going on, and this is my opinion. Now, a demonologist has no business performing exorcisms, because if they have no valid orders to do so, if they're not trained, that's why they should not perform that right at all. So there's a difference between a demonologist and an exorcist. So when you say what are some good resources for exorcism, that's not the same thing as a demonologist. And I would say to you, first of all, that's not something you are called. Being an exorcist is something you're called to do by God. Now, I've been through hell. I've been called every name. I've talked about this before. I've been called every name in the book by people. People have said some of the most nastiest, most horrible things. I mean, terrible things. Even death threats. And because I help people. Now, I've been doing this for 2 decades, and I haven't stopped. And I'm not going to. And but that's a part of doing if you're doing public ministry and you do television. I mean, it comes with the good and the bad. But I would say that if there's a difference between understanding the right and being able to perform the right, and then studying demonology. So my opinion then is, what you need to always start with finding credible sources to study demonology first. But also, and more importantly, is ask yourself, why do you want to do this? Are you wanting to do this for ego? Or are you wanting to do this because you're wanting to learn, or you're called to do it? So that's, if you're not called to this ministry, stay away from it. Stay away from it. Well, thank you very much, Carmen. I appreciate that. Yeah, I came up with a definition as far as religious demonologist many years ago, because people were asking, well, what is a demonologist? A religious demonologist is someone who has a primary research in the field of demonology, who take cases, who gather all the evidence and present it to the church to determine, and then have the exorcist determine what we need to do next. when I say primary research, there's a lot of people out there calling themselves a demonologist who do not have primary research at all. Primary research are actual boots on the ground who've actually taken on cases and who've worked cases. There's a lot of people who think that they've worked a demonic case, and they have not. You know, they think that they hear a noise in the dark, and, oh, it's a demon, it's a demon. No, come on. So, yeah, we just have to kind of be careful about always thinking everything's a demon, because it's just simply not true. Yeah, and thank you again. Thank you for those of you who are liking this. I appreciate that. Keep on liking this video, this live. So again, we have to just keep pushing that. And thank you for the subscribers, and thank you for the gifts to the ministry. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate all the subscribers. I truly do. Yep, I'll go ahead and ask a question. And yeah, you can ask. Don't just ask. Just go ahead and ask, because I have 3 different computers running that people are asking questions. So just, I appreciate having my own TV show. I don't know. That's why I really wanted to do the cast. The cast is wonderful. The cast of the folks are good people. So possession and attachment. Attachment is the second stage. Well, that's beautiful. I've never seen that before. That's beautiful. Thank you very much for that. Sorry. For those of you who have no idea, someone offers gifts to the ministry, and there's a scene that comes up, and that was beautiful. Thank you. It's about a cursed rosary I've been trying to exorcist. Well, you can't exorcise an object. I'll get to your questions about the attachment versus possession, but you cannot perform an exorcism like on a house. That doesn't exist. And you certainly, I'm confused about why it would be a cursed rosary unless a rosary was purchased without it being blessed and used for erroneous reasons or detrimental reasons, obviously for other rituals that are not pure. But you can't perform an exorcism on a rosary. You can't perform an exorcism on a house. You can bless the rosary and you can bless the house. There's no such thing as a possessed house. You can have it what's called an infestation. It has a satanic sigil. Well, Forever Catholic, then what I would suggest that you do is send it to me. I would not mess with that at all. So you can send that to me, and I will take care of that. And send a note if you want to, as far as what has happened with it, the history of it. Because what I do is I teach people about these objects that people collect. So that's what my opinion. You need to send it to me, and I will take care of it. But that's the best thing that you can do. And it's a PO box. So if that's what I suggest. It's a PO box. So someone can, if one of the moderators, if you guys know the PO box, let me send it to my sister. That way she has it. And then hold on one second. You can just address it to me, Bishop. And that's any items that you have that you don't, that you believe have an attachment, send them to me. No, I do not sell them, and I won't sell them. But what I do is I teach people about the dangers of collecting these items and not collecting them, because they can be dangerous. And that's a form of summoning. So there, Shannon, I'm sending you this on a text. That way you have it. Yeah, that post office. Yeah, the PO box. Okay, so send it to me, and I will take care of that. Now, someone was asking about. Hello, Tim. Someone was asking about the difference between attachment and possession. Now, folks, please understand, I have 3 screens running at the same time. So I don't want to hear this. So you're never answering our questions. I'm here every Friday. I'm here every Saturday answering questions. But there's a lot of people asking me questions on Messenger, on Twitter, and sending me direct messages. So just relax a little bit. Attachment. So you have a demonic attachment. You go out to a place. It's known to have demonic infestation. Is anyone here? Can you do something? Can you make a noise? Can you push me? Whatever it might be, it attaches itself to you. You then go home. Now you're home. You have an infestation issue. Now, what an attachment is a demonic tries to break down the intellect and will of the person. It's trying to make you at a very weakened state so that possession could occur. Doesn't always mean it does, but it could occur. So there are technically 3 stages to possession: infestation, oppression, and then possession. But actually, the second stage has 2 stages technically: oppression and obsession, where it begins to attack the intellect and it attacks the will. And once that's eradicated, then possession can take place. Okay, so that's the difference. When a possession occurs, the person has already been depleted of their intellect and will, and they're very at a weakened state to where they cannot fight the demonic. If a person has an attachment, then the demonic is trying to attack the intellect and will. Okay, so hopefully that helps. Yeah, we've already talked about Corinthians chapter 14. Okay. Are you so affected by any cases? Well, I'm not affected. I think the case of the succubus case that I've talked about quite a bit. That was upsetting, and I've talked about that several times already. And I think that was probably one of the most emotional cases that I worked. And I even had her daughter on. She was a 68-year-old woman who I mean, she really went through some serious stuff. And I had her daughter on to talk about the case and what happened. And that was pretty emotional. Yeah, that's if a person has a negative attachment, will the epiphany of the doors help? It can, but here's what you do though. If a person has an attachment, then you do what's called a prayer of deliverance. Now, so you basically, and any Christian can pray over a person. So a person has an attachment, you can pray for the removal of that attachment. And that is a deliverance prayer. That's not the same thing as a possession when they're actually possessed. So there's a big difference between the two. So you can epiphany of the doors deals with if there's a demonic infestation. So a demonic or malevolent spirit has infested itself within the home. The epiphany of the doors is a wonderful and ancient blessing that you can do to bless the home. But when you have an attachment, you have to pray a prayer of deliverance. Okay, so there's a difference there. Yeah, you can ask, people are asking questions. Yeah. Oh yeah, demonic entities. Not only can they move objects, they can throw objects. And when you have a demonic presence in your home, it doesn't just toss it just to say, hey, look what I can do. I mean, many times you're the object, or you're the target of that particular object. It does it to terrify you, to frighten you, and also to harm you. So demonic entities can most certainly push very heavy objects, whereas a human spirit, I've noticed that they can't do so as much. Well, again, oppression, any Christian believer, any person can pray a prayer of deliverance. Anybody. So if you are a Christian and anybody can pray over anybody. That's when someone has an attachment. But you got to be very careful with that, because depending on how far they are into the stage of oppression, you could cause that person to go into transient possession. So that's where the danger lies. So you have a lot of people that are praying a prayer of deliverance on people, and they really don't know what they're doing, and they don't know how far this in the stage of oppression that this person has gone into, and that person could lead into possession. Now you got a big world of trouble. So yeah, you got to be careful about that. Mm-hmm. Our seminarians, Emilio, our seminarians are required to go through our seminary program, and they learn quite a bit. I have all my notes on all the classes that I took when I was in the Roman seminary, and which they're very useful. So we teach the seminarians, and but it's good. If you're interested, Emilio, I encourage you to go to the church's website, or anybody. If any of you are interested in the priesthood, so you go to the church's website, and you can click on, let me just double check, vocations. And if you do that, let me just see if that's, I want to make sure that's updated. Yep, it is. Then Michelle, who is our vocations director, will contact you. So just go to vocations, usolcc.org, click on vocations, and it says here, calling to serve in ministry. You can email us, scroll down, you can watch a video, and or email us. Several spots, I'm telling you, where you can email us. However, let me just make this very clear, and I want to make this abundantly clear. If you are interested in the priesthood for the sole purpose of being an exorcist, you will not be allowed into the seminary. You will not, under any circumstances, because people like that end up doing serious harm to people, or even possibly killing someone who's under the stage of possession. We're not interested in seeking in people who are thrill seekers. We're not interested in people who think that exorcism comes first. It does not. So I'm going to make that, when I talk to people before we accept them into the seminary, I make it very clear to them. Let me make this abundantly clear. If anybody is interested in vocations, I am a priest who happens to serve as an exorcist. I am not an exorcist who happens to serve as a priest. Do you see there's a big difference between the two? And if you don't understand that, we're not a good fit for you at all. And we won't accept you. We just simply won't. My heart, my life revolves around the sacraments of the church. I have Mass every single day in my home, every day. I'm deeply in love with the Eucharist and the sacraments. And so if you don't understand that, that is the most, that must be primary. It's just not a good fit. So, but if you're interested, if you are interested, then you can go to usolcc.org, go to vocations. We do not charge for our seminary program. And you do learn. You do learn quite a bit. And now, if you have a calling to serve in this field, then first you must be ordained a priest. And then we want you to have some experience, pastoral experience first, before you get into exorcisms, because that's a whole different world. That's a whole different study altogether. So it's okay. It's okay, Gail. You're good. Yeah, I appreciate you letting us know the capitals with accident. No problem. You're always Gail. You've always been a great supporter, and we absolutely appreciate you, Gail. Well, Lita, I have been wanting to do like an RCIA program, and we're going to start. That's one of the reasons why I do Bible study on Sundays and Wednesdays. We do have an online group, a parish page for the USOCC. So if you would like to join and become a parishioner of the USOCC, then all you have to do, and people say, well, you don't have a building. I don't care. In the 1st and 2nd century, they didn't have church buildings. They had, at homes. The churches were at homes. To me, it doesn't matter if it's a building. When we do Sundays and Wednesdays, it is our church community gathering together. A building doesn't necessarily make something a church. It's a building. It's the people who are in that church that makes it an actual church. So if you want to go to, and you want to be a member of the USOCC, the United States Old Catholic Church, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the banner here for those of you on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. You're more than welcome to join us. We would love to have you. And there it is. It's facebook.com/groups/USOCC. And if you forget that, don't worry about it. So I do have it on our website too. If you go to usocc.org, and all you got to do is scroll down right after that picture, you'll see to become a parishioner of the USOCC, please visit our group page, and you click it. We don't make you go through all the hoops. We don't make you go through all kinds of, we just simply don't. Your declaration that you want to be a member of the USOCC, there you go. There you go. Yeah, and Hetty, we are praying for you every single night. I want you to know that, every single night prayer. Okay, and thank you, Chad, for the gifts, and thank you again for those of you who are liking again, I appreciate that on TikTok. I truly do. We have 87,000 likes right now on TikTok. Thank you. So cannot receive a reconciliation and we would love to, Candy. We would love the reconciliation and confirmation. We would love to be able to. The confirmation has to be done. However, it must be done at a church or a facility, because you cannot have confirmation without having the elements. You have to be there. So that would be the only dilemma. Now, there is a debate right now that's actually occurring. It's an interesting debate. Oh, let me fix this microphone. It's an interesting debate. Even in the Roman Catholic seminaries, they're having this conversation about the idea of having reconciliation or confession over Zoom, StreamYard, or Messenger, or something like that. Here's why. Because when the big COVID outbreak occurred, a lot of people could not go to the parish for reconciliation. So Rome had even discussed this. How can we validly confer the sacrament of reconciliation via Zoom or internet? Well, there's a lot of bishops who say, yes, you can. Because unlike baptism, where you need holy water, or confirmation, where you need what's called chrism, which is oil, unlike that, there really is no element there that you have to have where there is a requirement where there's either a laying of hands or there's a blessing, a physical blessing. So it's an interesting debate. There are some Catholics that say, nope, you can't have it. And there are others that say you can. So I personally think that it's a good conversation to have. And I believe, based on everything that I read, for all the theological arguments, I believe that it most certainly under certain circumstances is valid. And so, no, schizophrenia, people always, I get really, and I appreciate the question, people, especially a lot of pastors, will go around saying that if someone has autism or if someone has schizophrenia or something of this nature, that they're possessed. That is irresponsible. That is very irresponsible. Because what happens, and I've seen it a million times, I've seen it so many times, where someone is mentally ill, and a pastor and I use that term loosely on some, and they've told them, oh, no, it's because you have a demon of schizophrenia, you have a demon of autism, and the pastor convinces these people that they are possessed, and then the individuals stop taking their medicine or therapy. That's just unbelievable. That to me is wrong. It's immoral. So possession is the last thing that I even consider as an option. The last thing. So I have to rule out a vast amount of information to determine whether I have to really say, okay, look, this is clearly this person is dealing with possession because either one, they levitate, or they have knowledge of languages they've never studied, or the voice is screaming in multiple pitches, or there are things that a person does under possession that a person who's mentally ill doesn't have anything to do with the symptoms of mental illness. So, but yeah, there's a lot of people, there's pastors out there. Oh, you have a demon of all kinds of things. Well, thank you, Gail. Thank you. So it's just, to me, there's one particular pastor, and I don't like even using that word pastor but he goes around and he actually said that children who have autism are possessed. I think that is just it is so irresponsible on all levels. It really is. I used to teach kids with autism. I used to teach kids with behavior and learning disabilities. And I find it appalling that anybody would say something like that, because it's just again, it's irresponsible. Yeah, or ADHD. That's right. Yeah, it's really upsetting that they would do that. But that's again, that goes back to education. That goes back to people who are not properly formed in this field, in theology, angelology, demonology, and they just espouse this ridiculous things and just make it up. They just create these theories out of nonsense. And to me, I don't like that at all. I don't like that. Okay, so for those of you on Spreaker, I'm going to say good night to you guys. What I'm going to do on TikTok in just a second is I'm going to try to bring people on in just a second. We'll see how that goes for a little while. And so we'll kind of go from there. I want to remind everybody that tomorrow we're going to be here, of course, for Bible study. So I invite you to join us tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to have Bible study, if you don't go to a church and you want to find a church community, well, here we are. Here we are. We'd love. Clapper is getting ready to be turned off here in just a second. So for those of you who are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, remember we are going to be here tomorrow for faith, but it's only strictly Bible study only. Okay. If you guys want to, you guys can come over to TikTok, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the chat where people can come in and go on screen and we can just have a conversation. So that's what we're going to do here in just a second. I don't know how long I'm going to be on there, but we'll just see how it goes. So hang tight, TikTok. I'll be with you guys in a minute. Remember, I tell you always that your value does not decrease based on someone's inability or refusal to see your worth. Remember, friends, you are priceless. Never let anybody tell you or convince you otherwise. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. God bless, and we'll see you tomorrow night for Bible study.